Biohacking means controlling your biology so it doesn't control you. And here's how I biohack asthma. Since I was a kid, I had terrible asthma attacks. Always rushed to the ER. I had my own oxygen tank. Tapos, I became athletic and my asthma stopped for decades. Kaso, in my mid-40s and early 50s, bumalik siya. Most people will say hindi nila alam kung bakit. But for me, I know exactly why. Ano ba talaga asthma? Guys, asthma is not just hika forever. Pwede mo siyang i-biohack. Not just physically with workout the way I did in my teen years, supplements or breath work, but most importantly, from the psyche level. From Germanische Heilkunde and the 5 biological laws of nature, asthma is known as a biological conflict of a territorial fear, meaning it is a specific life event that triggers the survival mechanism of our organs. Let me explain how I survived an almost deadly asthma attack by knowing exactly what was happening to me. Number 1, psyche fitness. I know through the biological laws of nature that asthma is the healing phase, not the sick phase. You heard that right. When you resolve the territorial fear conflict, your body starts repairing itself. So check what life event made you feel your territory is in danger and you don't have the resources to fix it. And each person has different triggers, depending on the age. What scares a 3-year-old is different from a 50-year-old. Kaya kailangan talaga pag-iisipan ito. Asthma means you're healed. You resolve the conflict. My latest asthma attack started around October 2025 when my female cat started losing fur. She lost weight, her beautiful tail turned scrawny. Territorial fear struck again, and I used my biohacking GHK skills to clinch her case. Nothing was working at first. Meanwhile, slight wheezing came back. Out of desperation, on December 2, I removed the mat that she was using to lick off her vitamins. She's been using it for a year with no issue. However, in 2 to 3 days of removing it, 60% of her fur came back. And she started gaining weight, so the conflict was resolved. So my psyche said, whew! And the brain told the body to go back to homeostasis. But repair needs a lot of energy, kaya may temporary asthma attack. The attack is part of the repair. It's part of the reason why our body goes back agad to homeostasis. So, of course, go to the ER if needed. Just common sense. But last year, I rode out a severe storm, asthma storm, because I knew it would disappear when the sun came up. And it did. So I just had to ride that storm. And all my mental capacity, all my nervous system training for 10 years really kicked in. So December 22, I was having the asthma attack, the healing phase. It was gearing up already. And I had videos where I cannot breathe while talking. I'm talking and I'm walking and I cannot breathe and I'm breathing like that. December 26, ito na yung pinaka-height talaga ng epic crisis. The worst of the asthma. I remember I needed an inhaler. I didn't bring it and I had to go to a butika in Baguio just to buy an inhaler because I really could not breathe. Then, December 28, there were higher stairs. Oh no, I was like, okay, I'm not going to be able to really go up without difficulty. Anyway, I psyched myself up and I went up the stairs. And while I was doing the stairs, I was also doing buteyko breathing, which is 5 seconds hypoxia, holding your breath, and 10 seconds breathing normally. So I was doing this in regular intervals as much as I could, just being conscious about it. Lo and behold, as soon as I got to the top of the stairs, those high stairs, I was okay. I mean, I was, of course, everybody breathes heavily when you're going up the stairs, but I knew that my asthma was over. I wasn't even wheezing. I wasn't having a difficult time. I knew it's closed. And in fact, I went to my sister. I told her, hey, guess what? I no longer need my inhaler. I'm not going to be wheezing anymore. My asthma program has closed, has completed. And she's like, okay, giving me this quizzical look, huh? But I knew the recognition. That's it. I'm done. That was December 26th. It's Jan 5 today. I have not used my inhaler. I have not wheezed. I've not had a hard time breathing, no sign of any asthma. That's because when you know the biological laws of nature, when you have the asthma attack, you're close to the end. The asthma attack is there to bring the body back, like kind of like a shock, back to homeostasis, back to balance. And that you just need to spend a couple more days or however long it takes you to rest a little bit more so that you're back to homeostasis, normatonia. And so when you know this information, di ka matatakot pag nagka-asthma attack ka. And it's important pag wala kang takot. Because when you fear your body, when you fear the symptoms, it makes it a little bit harder to go back to normal. And the body can trigger all sorts of other programs around that fear of, death or fear of disease. Right? So that's the amazing thing to know. And for me, it's the ultimate holistic biohacking. Kasi kasama yung biohacking ng psyche. Now, how can we biohack the mechanism of breathing? How can we biohack the physical part of the body? We use Buteyko breathing. And if you haven't listened to it yet, I have an episode with Dr. Charles Florendo on Buteyko breathing. He is a medical advisor for the world's expert on Buteyko breathing, Patrick Macion, who's based out of the UK. And his medical advisors right here in the Philippines. Dr. Florendo has all of these programs online and in person and other workshops to help people breathe better. And it helps resolve asthma. It helps with sleep apnea. It helps with even losing weight, diabetes, and all of that. So it's amazing. So you could also do it when you're doing your daily walks or your daily runs. You could do the sequenced, hold your breath for 5, breathe normally for 10, hold your breath for 5, and 10. You can also later on, when you're better at it, keep increasing the intervals, keep increasing the frequency. And that will give you really great training. So that's also one of the biohacks. When I did Buteyko in 2014, not only healed my asthma at the time, it also healed my dog dander allergy, which I have had since I was 7 years old. Until now, it's already 2026. When I see a dog and it licks me, kisses me, and I hug it, nothing happens. Where before I used to have asthma and I used to have pantal and really watery eyes and everything. So Buteyko healed that. So again, asthma can be biohacked when you understand that it is in the healing phase and that you are supposed to not have asthma after you get the attack. Dapat, hindi. Dapat wala na. So what's important? Causal therapy. What is the causal triggering life event that caused territorial fear in males or scare fright in females? So it's a fear, it's a scare fright. The territory is under threat or in danger, and I don't have the resources to overcome this danger. That's kind of the territorial fear. And it can be anything for anyone. For me, it was my cat. For Dr. Hamer himself, it was because his wife got pregnant when they were in their 20s and they didn't have money. They were still studying medicine together. And he got, oh my gosh, she's pregnant. How am I going to support her and the little kid? And so he would have the flu naman, territorial fear, but it would heal as bronchitis, as the flu. So he would have coughing fits all the time. So that was his biological conflict. And he understood that, well, okay, when I get the flu, that means it's going to end in a bit, but I have to rest during the healing phase and I have to give myself a little bit of time after the healing phase so that my body can come back to homeostasis. So when you understand the laws of nature, you can biohack any condition. It's important to not be fearful of death or disease, but understand the biological laws of nature, understand your body, and you can control your biology so it doesn't control you. And I'm here to teach you all about this. This is ultimate holistic biohacking, and it's all about vital spanning, increasing, lengthening the amount of vitality you have in your life. So thank you so much. Follow me for more biohacking tips. I'm Elia Bella, biohacking pioneer of the Philippines. Control your biology so it doesn't control you. But first, heal your mindset.